a beautiful new suburb town. It's not really a town, it's still connected to City McCity Face, but kind of like a little town over here. We got a lot of hills, it's very hilly, more like a mountain town. We got some irregularities over here that you know, may need a little bit of fixing, but for the most part, the aesthetic over here, I think looks really, really cool. We got bridges going places over roads, nice little cul-de-sac bulbs, and of course, all of our city services. We've got our schools, our police, and our nice little medical clinics over here. But guys, let's get into the meat and the potatoes. Today we're going to be coming over to City McCity Face, and we're going to be doing some stuff over here, which is nice. We've let the city kind of run for a little bit, and it's starting to look really cool. Some of these areas are looking kind of funny, like this, to be honest with you, but most of it's looking good. Our experiment with changing medium density homes into, or sorry, changing low density homes into row homes is going well. It's looking interesting over in these areas. That's how we'll put it. It's looking okay. Oh, we got some growing right here. That's fun. Yeah, it is having quite the interesting effect on our land value. If we come in here and we look, I mean, this is like our main street, so this is probably why the land value is so high right here, but it is starting to push out quite a bit, which means that all of this is actually unsuitable for low density, which is kind of interesting, but you know, it is what it is. So we're seeing a lot of these, some of our row homes are actually complaining about high rent, which is interesting. Yeah, like right here. So we will probably have to start to focus and start putting in some medium density in here, which is cool, which is fun. Very, very, very excited about that. But that is not the focus of today. The focus of today is this area right up here, which is pretty exciting. I'm pretty amped about it, to be honest with you. So let's talk about what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be changing around the landscape up here a little bit more. It is high, but I think we want it like a little bit higher, or at least higher in some points. You know, maybe we leave it, because like to get up the hill is going to be quite the trip. So what we might do is we might just like raise it a little bit higher in certain spots. So we'll come and we'll bring our brush strength down to like 20, and we'll choose like a high point, right? We'll go like here, for example, and we'll bring it up a few more feet. Perfect. And then we'll take our flatten tool. We'll turn it up to 30, and we'll just kind of bring it around. And then on some areas, we'll bring it a little bit higher, right? This is really just so that we can have like an interesting terrain through here, because when we start to build the roads in these areas, I really want to like, I want there to be like a little bit, you know, bridges, tunnels, all this kind of stuff. I think that's going to look really cool. One thing that we will do though is I'm going to turn our brush strength way up, and we're going to raise on this side a little bit closer to our border, our city border. Perfect. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come in with our soften terrain tool. We're going to turn this up super, super high, and then we're just going to soften it up. So it's not as mountainous, but we still get some of these funny hills. Cool. So now if we look up here, it looks a little bit more fun, right? It looks a little bit more hilly up here. We do have some areas that are looking maybe a little unnatural, but we will come in afterwards, like while we're building all the roads in here, and we'll make it look a little bit nicer. So don't even worry about it. But so let's start putting some roads in here. What I think we're going to end up doing is curving our roads along these high points, and these will act as like our first little residential areas. And I just want to point out, I know that this hill drops off on this side, and I would change the landscape over here to make this like a little bit more of like a normal looking hill. And if we ever do decide to get the 500 tiles mod, or whatever the mod is, to unlock all of this land, we will do that. But for now, just pretend that this goes on, and maybe we can even, like, if we want to do it like that, we can grab this and just bring it back here as close as we can. And yeah, let's actually just do that. Perfect. So now this definitely looks funny over here, but if we come into our roads, it looks a little bit more natural, on this side, right? We pretend that this doesn't exist, and this is the craziest rainstorm I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, let's just start building some roads, okay? Let's just get it done. So let's look at where we want these to be. We want to choose our highest points, and I believe this would be a high point right here. So we can just kind of take some roads, and what I'm gonna do is zoom out because that is super annoying. And we're gonna bring some straight roads and put them in targeted areas that I know we're gonna want to keep. So we'll put one here. We'll probably do one this way. Perfect. And there's a lot of trees in here, so it's a little bit more difficult. I really hate this rain. I wonder if we can turn this off. No, I can't. That's really annoying, but I suppose it is what it is. I'll just try to zoom out. We'll just kind of bring some roads along here. So like this is a very straight part of this mountain region. So we'll bring some roads along here. I don't know why this rain is moving so fast. It's so annoying. Oh my God. Okay. And then we'll look at like areas like in here, and we'll try to build some interesting layouts. Like for example, I think a road under this would look really cool. So if we bring this up to like here, or we might have to lower the terrain a bit down here. If we bring this down like another level or two, and then we kind of flatten out a pad right here, we should be able to bridge right over. Go like here. We might have to lower just a wee bit more. Oh, and I'm realizing I was going the wrong way. Then we can just kind of bridge right over top of here, right like that, and we're gonna have to redraw this, unfortunately. Let's hope this rain stops soon, because this is insane. But perfect, right? So we have this little bridge in here, and then we can put a road underneath. This is kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna wait until this rain is done, because it's very, very, very annoying. So it's a little bit better if we keep it at 3 speed. So we'll leave it like this for now, and we'll try to play, but just knowing that this is really, really annoying. And then we're gonna have a road kind of come down through here in this little valley. Perfect, which means that we can have this road kind of meet up with down here. We might have some crazy slopes in some of these roads as well, but I think that'll be okay for the most part, right? We'll kind of bridge up to here, and then from here, what we might end up doing is, well, actually, now that I think about it, let's actually take this down. Let's look. I think what we're gonna do is, rain stop, thank God. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this height right here, kind of level it out a bit, perfect. And then we're gonna create a slope from here to here, perfect. Amazing, and then we can come in and we can kind of soften up around here just a little bit, nothing too crazy, because it would look kind of cool. This little bridge right here, awesome. And then knowing where we want to take this might actually be a road that meets up right up here, actually, now that I think about it. Like a way to get into this new area that we've just are building. So let's actually do that. I'm going to turn off everything except snap to existing and snap to guidelines. And we're going to make a very small straight segment right here. And then we have to come up here, and let's see how many feet this is. So 1, 2, so about 60 meters from here to here. If we were to do something straight, it would be at a 11.5. So let's try to make it a little bit of a nicer way to get up here. So I think if this road kind of comes around and circles back, I think that would look really good. So let's start with doing that, shall we? We'll level out like a nice little pad up here. We don't need to turn just quite yet, but we want to get down to this pad. So somewhere that kind of is a little bit more flat, like right over here. Perfect, just like that. And then we can come down right like here, and then we can do like a nice circle back. Cool. And then we'll come down the other way. So we'll do level out like a nice little pad right here. Perfect. And then we'll grab our slope terrain tool. Nice little circle back right there, switch back as the kids call them. And now we can just continue to kind of come down. So we'll probably come down a little bit more. Let's say like right here. Perfect. Nice easy slopes through here as well. These will probably carry a lot of traffic, so we'll want to make sure that it's a little bit easier. And then we'll probably circle back like maybe somewhere like right here. We'll bring out a little bit of a larger path, or pad, sorry. and then we'll come down to here. And what I think we're actually going to do is I'm going to level this out a little bit more because eventually we're going to have to upgrade this highway. We'll probably end up upgrading it into more of like a freeway, right? And this will be like larger interchanges on each of these like connections. And I just want to prepare for that for when it comes. So I'm going to level it out just a little bit farther, and then we're just going to grab right here and kind of come up. Perfect, just like that, which means we can grab this road, send it straight a little bit, and then curve in. Amazing, and we have our first connection that kind of comes up here. Awesome. I'm gonna come in and really quickly just clean this up. You know, obviously I'm okay with a little bit of these cliffs in some of these areas, but on other areas, I don't think they're completely necessary. I mean, this clearly carves in a little bit more than these other sides, but that's okay. And then we are gonna come into these intersections and we're gonna take out the stop signs because they just aren't. They're not needed. They're just not. Now we're gonna figure out how we get up to this road right here, and probably on a larger extent where this road kind of heads. And it's raining again. Fantastic. So let's think about this. I think this road will probably come up and meet up here. So let's try to do that. We'll take this road, send it down straight. Perfect. We'll come up here. And then we'll link up right about here as well. Perfect. And then we'll have this road kind of come around, and these will link up with each other as well. That way, if you're, you know, on this main street, if you will, you can connect up and hit everywhere else as well. So let's just do that too. And maybe we'll have it at this little angle right here. So we'll come into our slope terrain tool. We'll grab this height right here. Perfect. And we'll slope down. Perfect. And we'll do the same thing over here. But we will curve this road in a bit. Perfect. And we'll send this out just a little bit as well. Amazing. Cool, cool, cool. We got like a little valley going on in here. Awesome. I like it. Yeah, this episode is just really about kind of trying to make a cool subdivision over here. That's what we're trying to do today. Okay, so now these roads. Let's connect these up. I'm going to come into our slope terrain. Just going to do a nice easy slope through here. Perfect. Awesome. And I don't mind the straight roads, to be honest with you. I usually like to curve them a bit, but I think the straight makes for an interesting aesthetic as well, right? We have some curves coming in, some curves, and then some like harder, sharper turns. I think it's okay. But let's figure out where this road goes. I think it comes down here. So let's draw, maybe we draw this a little curvy, and we'll come into our complex curve mode, and we'll draw this very curvy. Cool. So it kind of comes down here. Awesome. And then when it's down here, I think we come up through this direction as well. Yeah, so we'll have like a road here, and I think this meets up with this road somehow. So let's follow our contours. Let's see where we are. Yeah, we're about here. Amazing. Then we'll send this road up. Perfect. And then we'll probably slope this way. And this is all the same height, which is kind of cool. Perfect. So we will just curve in just like this. Amazing. We do have some of these hills around us, which I think is just adding for a nice little aesthetic. And then we have the Valley of Death over here on the other side. We're not worrying about that right now, so don't you worry about it. But I think that this road should probably connect up here as well. So let's see the best way to do this. And honestly, I think we could probably just send this road straight up. Right, like here. Perfect. And then let's see how a curved road looks. You know, I don't mind it. Cool. Yeah. And then I think ending it like right over here actually makes a lot of sense, if I'm being honest with you. So let's see. What I'm going to do is we're going to create a little bit of a cul-de-sac. So we're going to come up. Let's do 36. Look at that. Amazing. And now we can put some homes on either side of here and some larger homes as well, which is kind of cool. We'll bring this out a bit. Amazing. And we'll probably, you know what? I'm going to add it right now. Well, actually we can't. We're going to figure out how to get to this road right here. And then I'm going to add the two houses here, and I'm going to landscape a bit around them because I know that I'm going to forget. So if I do it now, then I won't forget. You know what I'm talking about? So let's see. This road needs to connect up here. I think it might just be as easy as creating a connection right here. And it is amazing. Cool, cool, cool. So let's do that right now. Let's come into our homes. Fantastic. And we'll add these two guys right here. They're being built. And then let's add some landscaping around these roads, or these homes, sorry. And that way it's a little bit, you know, safer or whatever. Interesting to me that this is already complaining about high rent. That doesn't make any sense. What's the land value over here? It's so low, it's almost non-existent. This doesn't really make any sense, so we're just gonna leave it and pretend like it doesn't exist. How's that sound? I think that sounds quite nice. So we'll probably, like, if we're thinking about where we want people to live, right? Probably have them along this road. That makes a ton of sense to me. But we also should be thinking about where we want our school to be, because we will need to add a bunch of city services up here, right? So an elementary school, that's an easy one. We should definitely add that. We'll have to do everything else as well. So let's actually not worry about that right now, and let's instead continue to build out our road infrastructure. Perfect. And what we might do on some of these areas is we could even just bridge across. I think that could look pretty interesting, to be honest with you. So let's actually do it. Let's have a little bit of fun in these areas, right? So we'll send this out here. Perfect. We'll come down. I'm gonna flatten this out and let's actually redraw this bridge. We'll come out here, perfect. And then what happens if we just bring it out here? Does this look straight? I think it does. Let's look at it. This doesn't look perfect right here, but that's okay. So let's actually just redo that. Amazing, amazing. Oh, because it comes down to about here. Okay, so let's bring it up a bit. Let's do like 5.2, and then we can come down to the ground right here. Perfect. And let's look at that and see how that looks. That looks much, much, much better. I mean, this part doesn't look phenomenal, but I like the aesthetic that we're kind of creating over here. I think it looks really, really cool. Okay, let's continue on. Let us see. So we have a bit of stuff going on here. I like this little valley in here. Let's open this up a bit. Perfect. Awesome, awesome. And I think with this road, we're going to kind of bring it around to up over here. We'll use our trusty slope terrain tool. Even though we might not need to in a lot of these areas, I think that it will just look a wee bit nicer. And I'm actually thinking this could be a really interesting spot for a school if we put it like right up in here. So let's grab this height and let's kind of level out a little pad over here. Awesome, awesome. And then let's place this school. The road needs to be on this side. Awesome. I think placing it like right here would be cool. I like that. I like that a lot. And then we have room for everything else. Amazing. I'm going to bring and put this part right off of here. Fantastic. And then we'll snap to the side of the school. Cool, cool, cool. And then we'll make sure that our roads our terrain is looking good. Awesome. And I think we should probably connect up right here as well. I think that would make a lot of sense. So let's grab this road and we'll flatten out a little pad. It'll come around this side. And then I think we're going to slope from here. Perfection. Oh my God. Perfect. Oh my God. And then we'll just soften it up around here. And amazing. We have our school connected up. Fantastic. Okay, these guys are still complaining about high rent, which is insane to me. They're wealthy. What could possibly? Oh, maybe because they have to go all the way for... That actually kind of makes a little bit of sense. We'll leave it for now. Seems like we have traffic jam over here. That is not what we're working on today, though. So let's pretend that doesn't even exist, shall we? Okay, let's see. These guys need to connect up with each other. So let's come in with our landscape. We'll come in with our slope terrain tool, and let's slope up here. Amazing, and this can actually just come straight in. And I'm wondering, is it unreasonable to have this road come up here? I don't think it is, so let's actually do that, shall we? We'll slope from here, and we are carving a little bit in here, but that's okay, because this is all man-made anyway. You know what I mean? So we don't really need to worry too much. You know, is this the most realistic suburb up here? Probably not. because it was flat before and we just changed all the landscape. But that's okay. Sometimes the game warrants this. So if you're coming up here, you have to turn this way or this way to come down. Yeah, I think we might have some like walking path, but I don't think we need necessarily another connection up here. We have this police car patrolling up here. Yeah, because we probably have some high crime as well. And then, yeah, so let's look over here and see if there's any other spots that we should add. I think there are. So let's do that then, shall we? I think what could be an interesting idea is having this turnaround come up and meet this road right here, and then we can have another bridge segment. I think that could be really cool. So let's actually do that. Let's grab right here and we'll come up to here, and this will be probably a very steep now that I'm looking at it, but that's okay. We could even make it a alleyway so that it's more dangerous, therefore disincentivizing it. How does that sound? Or, no, better idea. We're gonna use a regular road. Yeah, it's an 11.4, so very, very, very steep. But this is actually going to be a highway. I think that makes way more sense. So we'll have the highway come up all the way to right here. Perfect. And then I want to make sure that there's no light here. Yeah, there's not. Amazing. Cool, cool, cool. And now if you want to come up here, you can, but you really don't have to. And now we're having troubles. That makes sense. So let's light the highway. Perfect. And then let's put sewage under the highway as well. Perfect, so now it should be fine. Amazing, and let's come back into our slope tools. Phenomenal, just like that. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. And then let's build this road over here, shall we? I would love to take, these are just a little bit distracting, but I suppose it's fine. So this is how we're gonna do this. I wanna see how much of a difference, oh, it's just a few feet. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a bridge from this side to this side. I think that probably makes the most amount of sense. So let's grab a height over here that we like. Let's grab this one and we'll flatten out like a nice little pad over here. And actually this might be a little bit too low. So let's actually grab a little bit of a higher one. And then we'll soften it up around the edges, of course, so it looks like it was just here, naturally. Duh. And then we'll build a bridge across. So, how I think we'll do that is come across right here. Perfect, just like that, amazing. And then this will come into this road right here. So this road we can call like, I don't know, this probably sounds super dumb, but bridge road? That's dumb, I don't like that. Perfect, and then right here, for now at least, we're gonna come to right here. And then we can have like a little cul-de-sac here as well. And actually I think that's what we're gonna do, because that would just be a really cool, that'd be a really cool road, man. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so maybe not perfect, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I do want to see, this can't be, I mean, it shouldn't at least be kind of where this ends. I would love it. See, yeah, it does come down quite a bit over here. So it might have to be where it ends, unfortunately. And maybe in the future, depending on how we like this area, we make it like a much more densely packed area. Let's see, I would love it if we could have some more roads come through here. So let's actually do this. Let's see. So it would make sense if we had like a little bit of a road right here. And then what we could do is have this street come kind of up here. Yeah, so now this is the main street, and then we have this kind of side street. I like that. I like that a lot. And then this street can continue, and maybe, I don't really know where it can go for now, but I like this. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's start to look at more over here. This area, yeah, this area is looking good, but we do have to continue on over here as well. Let's actually see, is there anywhere that we could add some more services up here, like maybe a medical clinic? Let's look around at what might make sense. If this is a highway, right? This is your main line into town right now. And honestly, we're a giant cul-de-sac, so it's our only way into town. We should have these things close, right? The school's close. We should have the medical clinic along Les Fenêtre Street, which is probably going to act like kind of like a main street that kind of comes in through here. In which case, let's think about where this street kind of goes. I think it kind of comes down under here, and it could actually connect up with this street. Don't love that idea. I think a better idea might be to have it connect up over here. I think we might need another highway connection up through here. That could be interesting, but then that turns this street into a collector. The main reason why I don't want to connect up with Glade Street, this is like our first main street over here, is because I would love if we could make this into a highway eventually and connect up with the outside world, and then have Glade Street as our main kind of bridge over and to connect up with the rest of our city. So I don't think that makes sense, but we might be able to kind of snake this road all the way through and maybe connect up with this street right here. And I think that that could make a little bit more sense if I'm being honest with you. So let's try to do that. Let's do that. I like that. So we have this little valley in here, and I think we're gonna follow this valley. So let's grab this and we'll come up to here. Perfect. And then we'll come down in here. Amazing. We'll send this road straight out, and then we're gonna have this road continue on its path and its journey, if you will. It'll come up to here, and then it will come down. Fantastic. Cool, cool, cool. And then where does it go from here? Does it come up? No, I don't think it does. I think it comes around over here. And actually, let's think about this for a second. Let's continue both roads at the same time and try to come to kind of a natural progression, right? This road down here is going to act as our main collector through here. This road up here is going to be one giant residential, right? We connect up to this road every once in a while, but for the most part, we don't really, this is a residential street, and then this street is our collector. So how should we continue this? I think what could be an interesting idea is having this collector come down here. I think that makes sense, and kind of come around here. Yeah, up through here. Perfect. We'll do this. Perfect. And then we'll slope up to here. So we'll come up to here, perfect. And this also is kind of where the terrain isn't as intense as over here, right? And also we have a bunch of trees over there. So we can kind of like change it around a little bit more to kind of fill our needs, right? Like for example, we don't have any bridges over here. I would like to add a few bridges, right? So let's take this height right here and we'll kind of flatten this out up here. And I want to see it's much higher than right here. Okay, so let's grab these out, put them out of the way. We'll flatten a big pad right here, perfect. And then let's add a little bridge. And maybe, would this look ridiculous? Let's see if we can redraw it and see if it doesn't look as ridiculous. I think it looks ridiculous because it's so far away from everything else, unfortunately. And honestly, I'm not in love with what we're doing right here, so let's see if we can fix it. Yeah, it's not as crazy over here, which actually does mean that maybe we can have a little bit more fun with our roads and how they kind of connect up with each other, right? So like, for example, let's look. We could connect up right here, actually. I like that. So let's kind of come around. And it'll be slightly steep, but that's okay. Yeah, I think we bring this out a little bit more. Out like here, perfect. And then we do actually have our bridge across. Let's look how it looked. It's a little wonky. So let's redraw it one more time. And that bridge looks much, much, much better. Perfect. So let's now come in here. We'll take this out. Perfect. And we'll redraw this slope in here. What we're gonna do is I want to have residential on either side of this. I think that would make a little bit of sense. So we're just gonna extend out the area from this road so that we can have residential. And we'll do that to every road when we start placing residential, but for now I think it's gonna be okay. Okay, and then let's figure out how we're gonna get this road back to over here. Now we're a little bit lower. Well, actually no, we're about this low. So we're still quite a ways up. And what kind of slope is this? If we were to just build it, -20. Okay, let's try to make a pad like down here. Perfect, just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to slope from here. Perfect, awesome. And then kind of slope would look -8. That's actually not that bad, but I don't just want to carve right into it. So let's see what we can do. Maybe we come down a few more meters, like we come down to like here. All the while, we'll come into our soften terrain tool. We'll soften it up around here. Amazing. We will take this height and we will kind of create like a little bit more of like an open pad, like up here. Perfect. But then we can come in with our slope terrain. Perfection. Let's try drawing this one more time. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so we'll come into our soften terrain tool. We'll soften it up around these edges. All right, so now we have two ways up here, so it's not a giant cul-de-sac, which is fun. And this will act like more of a collector. We won't turn this into a highway because it doesn't directly connect up with a highway. I don't think that makes a whole ton of space, or sense, sorry. We do need to figure out kind of where the road layout goes on this side, but on over here, I think we're looking pretty decent. I think we should place a little bit of some city services. Honestly, what I'm gonna do, we're gonna come in with our oak trees, and we're gonna brush this area with oaks. A bunch of oaks there. Cool. Let's do spruce as well, because there's no forest over here, and I don't buy it, you know? I don't buy it. So we're gonna litter this area with trees. Amazing. Cool, cool, cool. And hopefully they grow. They won't grow super fast, but hopefully they do kind of grow somewhat quickly. So we're gonna leave this area over here for now. And we're gonna really focus over here for the rest of the episode. We're gonna grab and we're gonna place some of our city services over here. So we have an elementary school, which is amazing. Let's see, is it full? It is. That's really funny. We'll probably have to add 2 over here. That's fine. Do we need a high school? Let's see how our high school is looking. It is so bare. It's crazy. It's actually wild to me how many people live here? 10,000 people? Yeah, and we're filling up. Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to add 2 elementary schools. It's a little unrealistic. We'll probably add 1 over here. Probably have another one down here, to be honest with you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're gonna add a fire station. We're gonna add a police station, and we're gonna add a medical clinic up here. So let's think about where these should live. If this is our collector, and it comes all the way up over here. One, is this where the road ends? For now. Yeah, so let's think. Highway here, Main Street right here. I think we have our medical clinic on Garland Street. I think that could make a lot of sense. The only problem is that this has quite the steep slope, if I remember correctly. So let's try to find like a flat-ish area that would make a little bit of sense. Honestly, I'm thinking we could probably put it around our bridge over here. So let's lay out this area right here. Amazing. I think we put our medical clinic not off of Lilac Street right here, but instead we shift it kind of this direction. So as you're coming up the highway, we'll leave a little bit of space, but so as you're coming up the highway, you see it right here. And then we'll have like just a little alleyway road that connects to it. Perfect, just like that. And then we'll come in here and we'll soften up our terrain around our medical clinic. Amazing. And maybe we even do like a little bit of a campus over here. So we have our medical clinic. We could probably put our police over here as well, now that I think about it. It's a little bit larger. So maybe what we do actually is we put our fire station on the other side of Cooper Lane. I think that would make a little bit more sense. So let's flatten it out just a little bit more over here. We'll probably put it like right here. But I do want to have this as like a residential kind of spot over here. So I like that. I like the way that that's looking. And just to, you know, leave it here, let's put a little bit of commercial right here to kind of signify this is where our main street is, or our main little corridor. I like that. I think that's pretty cool, to be honest with you. The other thing that we need is we need a police station. So let's think about where a cool spot for this could be. We probably want to keep it in this area as well. And I'm thinking, why don't we put it on the other side of Lilac Street? I'm thinking like right over here. And we'll do something similar because we're also going to need a post office over here too. So I think we do something very similar to what we just did right here, but we do it over here. And actually, I want to add home or two over here too. So let's bring these in. These are a little bit too large actually, or at least this one is. Yep, I like that. I like that a lot. I think it's dangerous, but I think it's cool. Let's add a little spot over here. So where would make sense? I like the idea of putting it right by the bridge. This bridge might be a little bit of a dangerous area, and I think like adding some city services near it might, like, you know, brighten it up, if you will. So let's do that. Let's grab right here, and we'll level out like a nice little pad again up to where our bridge ends. We'll come into our police, and this building is a bit bigger. We're going to need to do a little bit of extra terraforming, and we said we were going to put a post office in here as well. So let's see how big that is. This is much smaller. Perfect. I like that. So what I think we'll do is we'll put our post office right in here. Put it like right there. Perfect. We'll add a little alleyway. And then we can add our police station on the other side of it, right like that. Perfect. And our terraforming looks absolutely awful, but that's okay because we can easily fix it. Perfect. So, does it look a little funny right here? Oh, yeah, it does. That's frustrating. I don't love that. Let's try to fix it. Does that look better? It does. It does look a little bit better. We do need to extend this road now, but that's fine. And then we can come in here and we can clean it up again. Perfect. Looking really nice over here. We got a little bit of a city center, which is so exciting. Let's add a little bit of commercial on either side. And it says we can add some under the bridge as well. I want to see what that looks like. Ooh, I don't love it. So let's actually take it out. Perfect, perfect. And then what we're gonna do, the last thing, is we're just gonna add some residential in here. And this is gonna be probably like a multi-episode kind of thing. So in the next episode, we'll come back in here and we will fix up a lot of these areas and make them look just a wee bit nicer. All right, so we're just gonna let this run for a minute and see how it looks when it comes out. All right, let's look at it. Looking pretty cool. This looks funny. I don't, you know, it is what it is. We do have some ground issues over here. That's okay. But for the most part, I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. yeah, I think it looks pretty, I think it looks interesting, you know? It's very different than what I usually build, and I think for that, I am happy and excited with it. You know, could it be better? Possibly. Is it among, you know, the most fun neighborhoods that I've built? Definitely, 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 definitely. We're just gonna come in and fix some of these areas that we may not enjoy perfectly. Amazing. This might just give us some issues, and it is what it is, really, at the end of the day. But yeah, I think this looks really, really cool. I think yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. But guys, that is where we're gonna leave it. If you made it this far and you liked the video, like the video. If you love the video and you're not subscribed, what are you doing, man? Subscribe down below. Let me know in the comment section what you think of our new neighborhood. I like it. I'm liking these bridges. I'm liking the tunnels underground. I think it looks cool. But let me know. Thanks for watching. Peace out.